Genesis, chapters 34 through 39. Chapter 34. If you enjoy these readings, please subscribe. Verse 1. Chapter 34. Verse 1. And Dinah the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Verse 2. And when Shechem the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her, and defiled her. Verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. Verse 4. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. Verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. Verse 6. And Hamor the father of Shechem went out unto Jacob to commune with him. Verse 7. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. Verse 8. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter, I pray you give her him to wife. Verse 9. And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. Verse 10. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. Verse 11. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what you shall say unto me I will give. Verse 12. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. Verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. Verse 14. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. Verse 15. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Verse 16. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. Verse 17. But if you will not hearken unto us, to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. Verse 18. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem Hamor's son. Verse 19. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. Verse 20. And Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, Verse 21. These men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land, and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Verse 22. Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised, as they are circumcised. Verse 23. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. Verse 24. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. Verse 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. Verse 26. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. Verse 27. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. Verse 28. They took their sheep, and their oxen, and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field. Verse 29. And all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. Verse 30. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. Verse 31. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Chapter 35. Verse 1. And God said unto Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. Verse 2, Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. Verse 3, And let us arise, and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. Verse 4, And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. Verse 5, And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. Verse 6, So Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is, Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. Verse 7, And he built there an altar, and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him, when he fled from the face of his brother. Verse 8, But Deborah Rebekah's nurse died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Alon-Bakuth. Verse 9, And God appeared unto Jacob again, when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. Verse 10, And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name, and he called his name. And he called his name. Verse 11, And God said unto him, I am God Almighty, be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Verse 12, And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. Verse 13, And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. Verse 14, And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone, and he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. Verse 15, And Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him Bethel. Verse 16, And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephrath, and Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. Verse 17, And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. Verse 18, And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni. But his father called him Benjamin. Verse 19, And Rachel died, and was buried in the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. Verse 20, And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave, that is the pillar of Rachel's grave unto this day. Verse 21, And Israel journeyed, and spread his tent beyond the tower of Edar. Verse 22, And it came to pass, when Israel dwelt in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah his father's concubine, and Israel heard it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. Verse 23, The sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. Verse 24, The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. Verse 25, And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan and Naphtali. Verse 26, And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob which were born to him in Padanaram. Verse 27, And Jacob came unto Isaac his father unto Mamre, unto the city of Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. Verse 28, And the days of Isaac were 180 years. Verse 29, And Isaac gave up the ghost, and died, and was gathered unto his people, being old and full of days, and his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Verse 2, Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite. Verse 3, And Bashemath Ishmael's daughter, sister of Mebahath. Verse 4, And Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashemath bare Reuel. Verse 5, And Aholibam bare Jush and Jolam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. Verse 6, And Esau took his wives, and his sons, and his daughters, and all the persons of his house, and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. Verse 7, For their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. Verse 8, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Verse 9, And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Verse 10, These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Reuel the son of Bashemath, the wife of Esau. Verse 11. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. Verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. Verse 13. And these are the sons of Reuel, Nahath and Zerah, Shammah and Mizah. These were the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. Verse 14. And these were the sons of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zebeon, Esau, Jeush, and Jalem, and Korah. Verse 15. These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau: Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz. Verse 16. Duke Korah, Duke Gatam, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah. Verse 17. And these are the sons of Reuel, Asah's son: Duke Nahath, Duke Zerah, Duke Shammah, Duke Mizah. These are the dukes that came of Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. Verse 18. And these are the sons of Aholibamah, Esau's wife: Duke Jeush, Duke Jalem, Duke Korah. These were the dukes that came of Aholibamah, Esau's wife. Verse 19. Verse 20. These are the sons of Seir the Horite, who inhabited the land: Lotan, and Shobal, and Zebeon, and Anna. Verse 21. And Dishan, and Ezer, and Disan. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir in the land of Edom. Verse 22. And the children of Lotan were Hori and Hemam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. Verse 23. And the children of Lot were Hori and Hemam, and Alho, Shapho, and the children of Shobal were these. Verse 24. And these are the children of Zebeon, both Ajah and Anna. This was that Anna that found the mules in the wilderness, as he fed the asses of Zebeon his father. Verse 25. And the children of Anna were these: Dishan and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna. Verse 26. And these are the children of Dishan: Hamdan, and Ethran, and Sharon. Verse 27. The children of Ezer are these: Bilhan, and Achan, and Ethran. Verse 28. The children of Dishan are these: Uz and Aaron. Verse 29. These are the dukes that came of the Horites: Duke Lotan, Duke Shobal, Duke Zebeon, Duke Anna. Verse 30. Duke Disan, Duke Ezer, Duke Disan. These are the dukes that came of Hori, among their dukes in the land of Edom, before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom, before there reigned any king over the children. Verse 32. And Bela the son of Beor reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhaba. Verse 33. And Bela died, and Jobab the son of Zerah of Bozrah reigned in his stead. Verse 34. And Jobab died, and Husham of the land of Temani reigned in his stead. Verse 35. And Husham of the land of Temani reigned in his stead. Verse 35. And Husham died, and Hadad the son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead. Verse 36. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Mishrekah reigned in his stead. Verse 37. And Samlah died, and Saul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. Verse 38. And Saul died, and Baalhanan the son of Achbor reigned in his stead. Verse 39. And Baalhanan the son of Achbor died, and Hadar reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Paul, and his wife's name was Medibel, the daughter of Mezab. Verse 40. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau, according to their families, after their places by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Jetha. Verse 41. Duke Aholibamah, Duke Elah, Duke Elah, Duke Elah, Duke Bezane, Duke Mibzar. Verse 43. Ujiel, Duke Iram. These be the dukes of Edom. Chapter 37, verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Verse 2. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. Verse 4. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, and could not speak peaceably unto him. Verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Verse 6. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Verse 7. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and, lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright. And, behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obeisance to my sheaf. Verse 8. And his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. Verse 9. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. Verse 10. And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him, and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? Verse 11. And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. Verse 12. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. Verse 13. And Israel said unto Joseph, Do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, Here am I. Verse 14. And he said to him, Go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. Verse 15. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field, and the man asked him, saying, What seekest thou? Verse 16. And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. Verse 17. And the man said, They are departed hence, for I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren, and found them in Dothan. Verse 18. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. Verse 19. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Verse 20. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit, and we will say, Some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. Verse 21. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, Let us not kill him. Verse 22. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. Verse 23. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. Verse 24. And they took him, and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it. Verse 25. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. Verse 26. And Judah said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we slay our brother, and conceal his blood? What profit is it if we slay our brother? Verse 27. Come, and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content. Verse 28. Then there passed by Midianites merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver, and they brought Joseph into Egypt. Verse 29. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and, behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes. Verse 30. And he returned unto his brethren, and said, The child is not, and I, whither shall I go? Verse 31. And they took Joseph's coat, and killed a kid of the goats, and dipped the coat in the blood. Verse 32. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father, and said, This have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. Verse 33. And he knew it, and said, It is my son's coat. An evil beast hath devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. Verse 34. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins, and mourned for his son many days. Verse 35. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, For I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. Verse 36. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's and captain of the guard. Chapter 38. Verse 1. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adullamite, whose name was Hira. Verse 2. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua, and he took her, and went in unto her. Verse 3. And she conceived, and bare a son, and he called his name Verse 4. And she conceived, and bare a son, and she called his name Onanchi. Verse 5. And she yet again conceived, and bare a son, and called his name Shelah, and he was at Chezib when she bare him. Verse 6. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. Verse 7. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him. Verse 8. And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy. Verse 9. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. And it came to pass, when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. Verse 10. And the thing which he did displeased the Lord, wherefore he slew him also. Verse 11. Then said Judah to Tamar his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow at thy father's house till Shelah, my son, be grown. For he said, Lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. Verse 12. And in process of time the daughter of Shua Judah's wife died, and Judah was comforted and went up unto his sheep-shearers to Timoth, he and his friend Hira the Elamite. Verse 13. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnath to shear his sheep. Verse 14. And she put her widow's garments off from her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timoth, for she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. Verse 15. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot, because she had covered her face. Verse 16. And he turned unto her by the way, and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, What wilt thou give me, that thou mayest come in unto me? Verse 17. And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? Verse 18. And he said, What pledge shall I give thee? And she said, Thy signet, and thy bracelets, and thy staff that is in thine hand. And he gave it her, and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. Verse 19. And she arose, and went away, and laid by her veil from her, and put on the garments of her widowhood. Verse 20. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend the Adullamite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Verse 21. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, Where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside? And they said, There was no harlot in this place. Verse 22. And he returned to Judah, and said, I cannot find her. And also the men of the place said that there was no harlot in this place. Verse 23. And Judah said, Let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. Verse 24. And it came to pass about 3 months after that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, Bring her forth, and let her be burnt. Verse 25. When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, By the man whose these are I my with child. And she said, Discern, I pray thee, whose are these the signet, and bracelets, and staff? Verse 26. And Judah acknowledged them, and said, She hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shelah my son. And he knew her again no more. Verse 27. And it came to pass in the time of her travail, that, behold, twins were in her womb. Verse 28. And it came to pass when she travailed, that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This came out first. Verse 29. And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that, behold, his brother came out, and she said, How hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee. Therefore his name was called Phares. Verse 30. And afterward came out his brother that had the scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zerah. Chapter 39. Verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. Verse 2. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man, and he was in the house of his master the Egyptian. Verse 3. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hand. Verse 4. And Joseph found grace in his sight, and he served him, and he made him overseer over his house, and all that he had he put into his hand. Verse 5. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake, and the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. Verse 6. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not aught he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. Verse 7. And it came to pass after these things, that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. Verse 8. But he refused, and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master wotteth not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. Verse 9. There is none greater in this house than I, neither hath he kept back anything from me but thee. Because thou art his wife, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Verse 10. And it came to pass, as she spake to Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her or to be with her. Verse 11. And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within. Verse 12. And she caught him by his garment, saying, Lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled, and got him out. Verse 13. And it came to pass, when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand, and was fled forth. Verse 14. That she called unto the men of her house, and spake unto them, saying, See, he hath brought in an Hebrew unto us to mock us. He came in unto me to lie with me, and I cried with a loud voice. Verse 15. And it came to pass, when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled and got him out. Verse 16. And she laid up his garment by her until his Lord came home. Verse 17. And she spake unto him according to these words, saying, The Hebrew servant which thou hast brought unto us came in unto me to mock me. Verse 18. And it came to pass, as I lifted up my voice and cried, that he left his garment with me and fled out. Verse 19. And it came to pass, when his master heard the words of his wife, which she spake unto him, saying, After this manner did thy servant to me, that his wrath was kindled. Verse 20. And Joseph's master took him, and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound, and he was there in the prison. Verse 21. But the Lord was with Joseph, and shewed him mercy, and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Verse 22. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison, and whatsoever they did there, he was the doer of it. Verse 23. The keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him, and that which he did, the Lord made it to prosper.